सलाम मेरे अजीज पंखों।
Jungkook will never allow me to go, they replied, sucking. What kind of husband are you who can't even pursue his husband? Don't worry about Jungkook. I'll teach you how to pursue him. You just start your preparation, Jimin told him. How? I know he will not listen, they said, losing all hopes. Honey, you are still unaware of my charms. Just wait and watch, Jimin replied, cringing. Pursuing and Jungkook, impossible, they thought, wishing Jimin had some good idea for his husband. Sir, why didn't you return to office yesterday? Is everything alright? Jihu ended up asking the question, disturbing him from almost an hour, still taking a risk. How could he afford to cut him off during the serious business conversation? He looked over to Jihu, standing with a file in his hand, giving him a glare to focus back to his file in front of him. Jihu was taking home between business that he had not permitted. Sorry, sir. Jihu apologized, thanking God he had not shouted on him. Jihu was working as his secretary since past 5 years, therefore he was capable to understand his mere look, but curiosity to kill the cat. Sir, Mr. Choi assistant called this morning. He want to have a meeting arranged. Shall I organize one for tomorrow? Jihu inquired, coming back to his professional mode. It was Sunday, therefore Jungkook has been working from home. He was seated in the study attached to his room, going through some files, keeping files on the table. He turned on his laptop, a smile broke out on his smile coming across that there was the reason of his sanity. A knock on the door pulled him out to day thoughts, and he signed up saying, Come in. His firm voice was enough to run shiver down to his spine. Taking deep breath for almost the 100th time, they turned to the knob of the door, opening it slightly, tucking in his head to glare at his room. The king-size bed was neatly made, covered with white and black wool, the fully length mirror covered with dark grey curtains. Opening the door a bit more, he could see the study light on. Tiptoe, he reached his study, examining him from head to toe. Damn, his husband was handsome, he thought, moving toward him. To say that their presence was a shock for Jungkook would be an understatement. Hell, it was a damn blow for him. They had never come to his room alone, wearing his favorite colors. He was making his heart simply breathtaking. I bought you coffee, he almost whispered, breaking his trance, putting the cup on his table. The blush on his cheeks made him look more pretty. Thank you, he replied in his husky voice, eyes dark with desire. He looked up only to lower his eyes again, he thought, biting his lip. Jungkook's eyes lowered to his plump, rosy lips. Seeing him biting them, he stood up and came in front of him, taking long strides, not able to be in control anymore. Don't laugh. Don't do it, he said, tugging his lips out of his teeth, moving closer to his face. He closed his eyes, taking a deep breath, inhaling his addictive scent. Jungkook, his closeness was causing butterflies in his stomach, him to thinking anything. Hmm, kissing his forehead. I want to talk about something to you. He shuddered, feeling his warm lips on his forehead, eyes shut tightly. Yes, myself. Jungkook moved back, controlling his desires. Cook, I. Our batch trip is going. So what? He asked. I want to go. Not at all, he replied. It's for only 2 days, they said, looking at him. 2 days or 2 hours, no means no. He started finishing the argument, making their eyes become watery. I dare if I see even a single tear in your eyes there, he warned him in his commanding voice. Jehoiakim and Jimin are also going. He also pleaded, stopping his tears. Let them go, he said calmly, raising his cheeks eyes. Focus on his pouty lips. This is unfair. You always do this. You have never allowed me to go on any trip. I don't know how do you even convince Umar or Abba, he said, trying to act life. Don't get angry. You look more pretty when you are angry, he said, ignoring his, and pulled him toward him again. Please, he tried for the last time, wanting whatever to follow Jimin's advice or not. No, come in a smooth reply. You're very bad. He hit his chest with his tiny fist. I know, he said, snaking his arm around Tae, making him frustrated. They looked in his stormy eyes, deciding what to do. He had to convince him at all cost. He needed to go. They was demanding to make his mission impossible to possible. Deciding to follow Jimin's advice, he rose his toes, grabbing his shoulder, and closed his eyes. His 5'6" of height was too short for 6 more. Before Jungkook could his next step, they froze him by putting his rosy lips to his rough ones. The moment they delicate lips made to his caused when his eyes closed down in reflex. He was not sure if he had dreamed this moment to life, but there was raw emotion in the way his lips felt on his. He could only focus on how soft he felt against his mouth. He had not even started realizing the moment when he felt them move back. His whole body tingled, the feel of his frame leaning against his hands hold Tae closer to his lips, on him, feeling drizzling, his lips moving slightly on Tae, making him gasp, move on one hand behind his head and other on Tae's waist. He pulled him dangerously close to him. Their body touched, and for the first time, he knew himself. He found it useless to control. He bit his lower lip. He kept secreting his excess into his mouth, but before he could comply with his desire, he noticed his tiny hand twisted his chest. And then he felt his kissing Tae again until his knees blurred, but he held him closer, not letting Tae fall. Jungkook, Tae, son, come, dinner has been served. Miss John's voice made his eyes open wide. They tried to pull back, placing his hand on his chest, but the latter seems to be unbothered. Still, his pretty little mouth. After what seems like eternity, he moved back, looking into the hypnotic eyes. I love you, my love, he confessed, breathing in his strawberry scent. It seems like the time has been stopped for him, his heart beating wildly, his Tae in his arms, what else he needed. But I hate you, they replied, looking away, his flushed face telling otherwise. He laughed louder, make him heart dip further. Being shy now, are we? He teased him. Keep quiet. Life, if you pursued me like this every time, then I surely grant you permission, he said, pulling his face up. Can I go? He inquired, still not believing his ears. Because after this, where we have to go, is our honeymoon.